Shalom, all praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem HaRakakadash, the ones, the apostles, and all the great most on it roll well, and Shalom to the brothers in the way concerning truth. Got this article on CNN, called Meet the New National Police Force. And obviously it's about ICE, because I think they got increased funding from Trump getting the, what they call it, the big, beautiful bill through. And more or less, these guys have been the chief arbiters of what's getting pushed under Trump as far as it's really a long it's been a very long process, the militarization of the police. It's something that's gone on for a very long time, where you've had previous, like if it's in the UK, it's like you had bobbies and whatnot, and they still don't have guns as a standard in the UK. But then there's more gun police officers, and there's more. The general equipment has changed to where, especially when dealing with protesters, when dealing with what they call rioters and whatnot, they've ramped up what they're able to do. And then even the powers. That's one of the big things in the UK. The powers that the police have to do certain actions to detain people, etc. That's been expanded, and that's the same thing with with ICE, where they've had the powers expanded, and then they're basically being utilized as a tool to to grab people up. There's more to grabbing people up, slamming them in jail. That's kind of the big aspect that people have been that catching the attention. So it says the agency of masked wearing officers who aren't afraid to smash windows, detain lawmakers, and pluck non-violent undocumented immigrants off the street is about to become the best funded federal police force. ICE has already been acting with impunity during President Donald Trump's second term. Get used to ICE. Video of agents on horseback and in armored personnel vehicles in MacArthur Park in Los Angeles is striking both its demonstration of militarized power and for the total inability of the city's mayor, Karen Bass, to do anything about it. They need to leave, and they need to leave right now, she told reporters on the scene Monday. But Trump administration officials feel no need to listen to local authorities in a city like LA. Better get used to us now, because this is going to be normal very soon. And yeah, that's the thing, is as far as they tried to go for the courts to restrain it, and that shit got cooked. And anyway, the courts are on Trump's side. At present, it's been stacked successfully between his previous term and this term, to where he's by and large got all things in his favor to push through. Because what does it say? El Centro Border Patrol Sector Chief Gregory Bavino told Fox News on Monday, responding to Bass, or Bass, probably Bass, that new normal may come as a shock to Americans unused to a federal national police force operating inside the country. The mega bill Trump signed last week, and that's the thing as well, is a lot of things with the push with cementing the beast system, is federalizing, is getting on a scale of the whole country, to then standardize the response between all that state level shit is being thinned out to where it's basically top down. From the federal side, they just fucking do whatever they want from there. The mega bill Trump signed last week will elevate ICE in the American consciousness and on American streets. A flood of cash, ICE will have more funding in the coming years than any other federal law enforcement agency, according to Aaron Reichlin Melnick, senior fellow at pro-immigrant American Immigration Council. The new law allocates $75 billion for ICE through 2029 to order as many as 10,000 new agents and to build detention facilities for more than 100,000 additional people. And yeah, I think a lot of these people that get, that's the thing is with the standards of like what do you call it, like standard police officer in the States is not exceptional anyway, like across the States. But then, you know, for this particular role, you'll get people where they'll be like, okay, so, but I don't fucking like Jake. So, but I don't like that Northern King. I don't like those goddamn Mexicans crossing the border. And they'll feel a certain kind of way, so they'll probably go and apply for these jobs as well and want to get in on it. And then just the general jobs and situation as well. People might be like, fuck it, I'll do that. I can, you know, bash some you know, some Mexicos over the head, you know, and throw them in bracelets, or and then get paid too. It says it makes ICE a higher funded law enforcement agency than the entire FBI, ATF, DEA, US Marshal Service, and Bureau of Prisons combined, after averaging that $75 billion across the next 4 years, more than doubling ICE's budget in each of those years. Yeah. So hella money getting pumped in, and it's federal, and well, that's the thing is with these things developing, whenever you know you have these powers expanded, you have the scope develops of what they can do. They don't go back, like that doesn't get put back in the back in Pandora's box, man. Once you bust the box open, it's a wrap. It says what, with all the money and the okay to hire new agents, ICE will become even more visible. Most people in the US are going to experience immigration enforcement for the first time in their lives, predicted David Beer. Yeah. So that's going to be something that will be a lot more normalized, as far as they're going to be looking like, yo, what the fuck? And that's a big reality of it, man. Is that scope's been expanded, you know, to where now they're just running up in. And interesting part's going to be when, you know, BS starts coming in, which already might be a fact. I've not looked into particulars, but then it's like where you just say like, oh, this guy's an immigrant, and that nigga was born up the street. Like, he was born up the street, and his parents were born up the street, and his grandparents were born up the street of there. Which that's when it starts getting broader. The spectacle will be the point. US citizens being interrogated on the streets about their citizenships. Yeah, and that's that was showcased being done in the UK in Children of Men, where, you know, you had police run up on these guys when they were in the car, and they're like, we got British passports, and then, you know, and he ended up wigging the officers. Because why? It's like, you didn't have the passport, your ass was getting slammed in that cell. You're getting put into the fucking what were they called? The concentration camps, and then you know, you're dehumanized, and a man will come in and start doing a madness. So some ICE agents in apartment buildings knocking down doors, National Guard troops on streets blocking traffic, at your workplace, your home, your neighborhood, your park, in a very visible way, and intentionally so, he said. Making raids and actions as visible as possible may be designed to scare immigrants out of the country and deter anyone who might come otherwise. Beer also anticipated that Mad Dash would spend all the money in the next 3 years before the next presidential election. But yeah, that's the thing, is it's pushing a vibration, man. That's really what it is. It's bringing in that different mindset of, okay, this is what it means now, you know, to be an American citizen, or to be with an American, having, you know, the federal level, you know, the entire country spanning police force, where they can just come in and just bash your foreheads and, you know, yo, what is it? You got your passport? You got your papers? You know. That's that brings in a whole different vibration, man. And that's really it's a sign of the times, man. That's how you know Jacob's trouble is it's gonna be messy, man. It's gonna be a whole heap of hell. Because why? Especially, and that's the thing, is like, especially in America, that enmity towards Jake mainly the northern kingdom, but then the southern kingdom as well. Dark skinned Jake, you know, Judah. That's been fermented for time, and then they had the whole push of like BLM and whatnot, which now you're getting like the complete like rebound of that, where all that trying to push like, oh, you need to love black, and then DI being blamed for everything. They're like, oh, the main issue is these fucking and then and now they can go on Twitter and they can say that, and they ain't getting banned, man. Can say it as many times like these goddamn fucking, and then, and that's really what's been in their heart the whole time. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Oh, so like Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil has come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that ye have but a short time. Yeah, coming down with great wrath. That's, like I said, it's a mad dash to spend the money. There's a short span of time where things are going to be active, and then we know a big aspect of what they've been pushing for is wrapping things up by like 2030. A lot of things they want shifted, they want changed, they want a new dynamic setting by 2030. And then the key thing, the big thing is that mark, man, that chip where it says what for a short time. Read this, Isaiah 14:5. It says, the Lord Yahweh hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. And yeah, you can see that anger, that wrath being enacted, man. They'll pass these legislations, they'll pass these laws, they'll pass police powers into the hands of these people. To then what? Give them the impunity to go out and enact their will upon earth, man. And then, justify brutality, harshness, power and control. Because, that's what Esau desires to do with, having the rule. Their power, control, smash people's heads in, and, have what he desires. When he wants the chief piece of everything, man. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. Really wants to bless it. That's the big thing. These elite want that blessing back, man. They want the blessing to to have the eternal rule, the one that they, their forefather forsook. And it's quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon saying, since thou art laid down, no fellow is come up against us. Yeah, the whole earth is at rest. Because why? He's that last despot, man. That last supreme supreme demon, man. That's basically been utilized to enact super heroic levels of wickedness and in unjust actions within this world, man. And it's not something that's been hidden. It's been done on a global stage, to where you now have even people that were allies saying like, yo, what the fuck, what's up with this guy, man? What the hell's going on? Romans 9, I'll start from 17. It says, the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. And yeah, that's how, why the Most High set up Pharaoh, set up Egypt, had Egypt at the height of his power, when, Moses, Aaron were raised up, and then it all got brought down. And the reason it got brought down was what? Because of Israel. And they were untouchable. But then by the end, I think it was just before the firstborn got slain, where you had, one of the guards saying like, as you not realize Egypt's already fallen, man, it's done. all of that got decayed and destroyed for the sake of Israel. And it said, what? Therefore hath he mercy on whom he'll have mercy, and whom he will he hardeneth. Yeah, have mercy on whom he'll have mercy. And that's the, one of the things that has Esau so upset, so bitterly crying with tears, because why? He was not granted that mercy. That mercy was not extended to him. He was denied that access, man. And that's because, that's the role he was set. And whom he will hardeneth, thou wilt say unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? Neighbor, O man, who art thou that repliest against the Most High? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? And yeah, that's the reality of Esau's role. He's getting upset, he's bitterly crying, but bro, that's what you've been made for. And then, you've got the rule. You've got the ability to do good. Let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. And that's the reality of it. If you so desired, you could be doing good on the earth, but then lo and behold, what's getting funded? ICE to go over and smash up the Northern Kingdom, man, because they're the reason for America's fallen. Despite all the you go back to these decisions, they even let these men. Who the fuck, bro? If these men weren't wanted in a country, how in the fuck is some broke ass families that can't speak no English gonna be crossing the border and getting in with impunity? They were desired within the country because why? Your elites want them there for that cheap labor, man, to utilize them to further build up their wealth and enact their greed. It's your elites that are really established all these things. But obviously with the average peon, they don't even remember history. They don't remember like what happened 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago that got them into the bag they're in, man. They don't know about going off the gold standard. They don't know about various decisions, man. Military industrial complex, all kinds of shit going down to where it's basically been to their detriment. What was it say? Why is that maybe fast? Have the pot and not power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor. Yeah? And that's the thing is the roles have been set. This is something that was set before the earth was formed, man. Before the earth was even formed, it was like, okay, they're gonna be this group of spirits, that's who I'm gonna favor. That's why it didn't even matter about having a birthright, because it was in the spirit, was already set up. Jacob the supplanter was gonna supplant. That's the beauty of how Yahweh Hashem HaKadosh desired the thing to play out, man. And now you're there, gritting your teeth. Nah, bro, it's all that. But, you got to play your role, bro. What if the Most High, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction? And that's, why Esau's that red horse, man, who will take peace from the earth. Because why? He's the vessel of wrath fitted to destruction. He's being endured. He's being made an ensample. So the whole world can see, when the king will look back and she's like, yo, what's wrong with this guy, man? What's wrong with this guy? This guy was poisoning every bumper ass clock, bro. Like, what's wrong with this guy? That's how he bared rule. That's what people thought was amazing. And that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory. Yeah. Then, that'll be shown, man, in the kingdom, where righteous rule will be bared. Order, justice. Those are things that don't exist now. Men them are looking for justice at 8 Burst Cooked, bro. It's a wrap. There will never was any justice with him, man. But yeah, that's how that shit's playing out, man. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom.